Every good COD player, you have to give excuses.
Oh, yeah.
right?
No, I think every COD player has an excuse. Flag, players, like
teammates,
objective.
The map sucks.
I'll give you your flowers, but you still suck. I can beat
those
you.
guys. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll be the first to say, I'm like, yeah, those guys. They were good. They were far better than average. Could we beat those guys? Yeah. Like, I will never submit to somebody being better than me unless you're in the CDL or you're like on a top AM team. Like, you're on an amateur team. Like, yeah, you're better than me.
Yeah.
You know. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 153 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike.
Justin.
How's it going, bro?
Doing good.
Good, man. We're just getting over a wonderful storm here.
Yeah, we got our first snowstorm.
Yes. It wasn't... I didn't think it was going to be that bad, honestly. Yeah. I was like, oh, it's going to be a little small one. And then it showed up, and it stayed for a while, bro.
Yeah.
It was heavy.
Yeah, it was. It's not the worst that we've seen. We've definitely seen worse. But this is probably like, I mean, looking outside right now, it's not that much. Like, we've gotten way more before.
Yeah, well, dude, I'll tell you, man, from like where I was, I got way more snow. Like, when I was driving down today, I was like, dang, dude. Like, like over by like my mom's, where she lives here. Yeah. It was like, it wasn't even that bad. Like, I was looking around. Where I'm at, though, I got smoked.
Yeah, Northern Mass got like way more snow.
It was
it missed us.
Yeah,
well, not really missed us, but
it was pretty brutal. I did not have school today, which was a big W.
Nice.
That was I got the call like middle of the night. I woke up at like, I don't know, 2-3 a.m.
Yeah.
I was like, let me go see. I check my phone, and then I see missed call, voicemail, and email. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, let's see what it is. I was like, maybe delay. I'm like, is it delay or no school? And then I checked the voicemail. They're like, there will be no school January. I'm like,
nice.
Yeah, I was stoked. So that was definitely a plus. But it's weird, dude. Like, side note going off that, it's like last week when I came back, I didn't have work Monday. And then this week I had no work Monday. And then next week I've got no work Monday.
4-day weeks, yeah.
So my Monday kids are getting cooked. It's going to be the end of the month that I actually see. And bro, ready for this?
No, actually, we're out.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4-day week.
Well, hold on. Tuesday, the 2nd, I had off. Then today's... the Monday we had off. Then, the 8th. Then 15th we have off. 22nd I'm in.
Oh, 22nd.
Yeah, okay, 22nd we got him. But then the 28th I'm out. Or 29th.
29th, yeah.
So I only see that one time.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. What are you going to do? But, yeah, it was a nice little surprise to have some snow come down. I love watching it, but I always hate cleaning it up.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just don't like the snow anymore. I'm tired of it. It's just messy. Like, I don't care for it. Like, I don't mind it if it's a light coating, but there's enough snow now where like I can see it outside, and it's gonna be here for like probably a good like week or two, and like I don't want that.
Yeah,
like at most a week I'd be fine with.
Yeah, well then too, once it melts, then it's all like dirty and gross, and like, on the side of the road it looks terrible. Like when you're driving down the highway, it doesn't look bad because like most of it's gone anyway, but like up on the trees it looks nice. But like driving around town, it's like it looks terrible.
Yeah, everything's just wet.
Yeah, everything's like wet and black, and it's just like I'm not a big fan.
I'm hoping it's not like this for the major. I'm hoping we're good.
I hope so too, bro. I mean, because like we were just saying a couple minutes ago, that's coming up, man. Like we're gonna be out the 25th, 25th to the 29th. I mean, I'm so stoked for that, but I think we're in for better weather this time. From what I've heard, I haven't really checked the forecast that much, but I'm just kind of under the assumption that it can't be that bad like it was last year.
I mean, like last year it was cold. Yeah, like I mean, right now, cold. Like I mean, if you're not from New England, like this weather is just normal right now. Like it's in the 30s. It's cold.
Yeah,
but I mean, like we're just used to this. Last year, though, it was in the negatives. Like, we were not used to being that cold.
Yeah.
And, like, it sucks because a lot of people came and visited Boston for the event last year, and that was their first time ever visiting Boston. It's not like that every year, like ever.
Yeah, people come down from like other parts of the country and they're like, man, screw this place. This is terrible. Like, I don't ever want to be in New England at this time. I'm like, no, dude, trust. Like, this is a one-off.
Yeah,
like,
trust.
I mean, I can't even fathom why it's this cold right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad. But like I said, this time around, if it's like we're going to get 38, 40, we're getting that, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, we're chilling. Especially, too, like, the biggest killer is the wind chill, bro. Like, if there's any wind, that's what sends me to the grave.
Yeah.
You know?
And, like, last year was just bad. Like, it was record-breaking. That's how cold it was.
Yeah.
So, like you said, I'm under the assumption it can't get any worse.
Right.
Unless there's legit either, like, an ice age during that weekend or, like, an insane, like, snowstorm.
Yeah.
But if there's an insane snowstorm, there's, like, we might not have the major.
Yeah, exactly.
There's other problems if we have, like, a major snowstorm.
Yeah, and we would have already heard about that if it was coming. So
yeah.
I think we're in the clear. So, yeah, it'll be better weather.
Just wear your jackets.
Yeah, exactly.
Go buy the Boston Breach dirty water merch that I'm wearing right now.
There you go.
Free promo.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, yeah, like, I'm just going to be wearing a hoodie and a jacket.
Yeah.
And some people might think that's crazy. And I'm like, we're from New England.
Yeah.
Stop being a baby.
You got the gloves on. You got the Dunks coffee.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
Stop being a baby.
Yeah. Grow up.
And
get some things.
yeah, exactly. So Dylan said that. By the time you guys listen to this, you've heard and hopefully watched that we had Dylan Pomeroy on the pod.
Yep.
He's a director of partnerships at Oxygen Esports, and he's from Minnesota, so he's like, stop complaining.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like if you're from a place like there, like some place out in the Midwest as well, like where it just gets ridiculously
It's
cold.
so cold there.
Yeah.
They're probably so used to that.
Yeah.
Like if you're up there or like by the Great Lakes, it's so cold.
yeah.
Like when I went to Syracuse for the Buffalo Bills game, well, I went to Syracuse to visit my friend, and we drove to Buffalo. Like it was cold there. Like I was wearing sweatshirt, jacket, and there was still wind chill. But the people there, like it was 40 and sunny, but there was wind.
Yeah.
And I was still cold.
Yeah.
And people there were like sweatshirt. Some were even in shorts. And I'm like,
that's crazy talk, bro.
yeah. Where I'm like, but that's probably warm for them. That's the thing.
Right.
Because it's so cold up there, like all the time.
Yeah.
If it's 40 and sunny there, that's probably like spring to them.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point. I mean, I've mentioned that before too at school. Some of the kids there, like if they're from this kid from Venezuela, right? I remember when it was like when we started up in the year, and it was like just at the end of summer basically, and we had a day where it was like 60. Dude, my guy had like sweatshirt on, jacket, long pants. Everyone's like, dude, I thought I was like, dude, what happened, man? You all right? And he's just like, oh, it's so cold. You know, I'm like, dude, what? I was like, this is perfect weather.
Your body just adjusts.
Yeah.
Like it. I think it's crazy.
But now he's dealing with this. I'm like, dude, you thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I'm like,
See,
bro,
you'd much rather the other way around.
Yeah.
Like the people built up like near the Great Lakes and stuff. When it's 40 or 30s, they're probably like, this is great.
Yeah.
This is nice weather.
Yeah.
And then when it's like 60 or 70s, they go down to like Florida or whatever. They're probably melting.
Yeah. Would you rather be cold all the time?
Oh,
or hot
I'd much rather be cold all the time.
Me too.
Like the heat just sucks.
Yeah. I don't understand that. Like now the activities that you can do, like with the heat, you know, like I like to skateboard, you know, like I don't want to skate out in the cold.
Yeah.
You know,
you can't do much when it's cold.
Right. But like overall, just existing in the cold, I'd rather exist like during that time than if I'm going to be like, you know, I don't know, peak summer and it's like high 80s, 90s and it's humid. Like I don't want to go out and do stuff, you know?
Yeah. Or even if it's dry heat. Like dry heat's fine. Like here we have to deal with humidity, which sucks even more. But even when it's hot, like we're talking like 90s, 100s, just sunny, like the sun drains you completely.
It does.
So, and like, yeah, you may not be sweating that much, but you're just tired from the heat.
Yeah, like even just walking will go and it'll send you.
Yeah.
You know?
And
plus the showering too, bro.
Yeah.
You got to shower all the time.
The cold is, I mean, you have to bundle up, but I mean, like, just put on, like, blanket, jacket.
Yeah, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah. And then when you're hot, you can take off the layers.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, dude, when it's too hot, you can barely.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is stand in the shower.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, that or like just in your room in the AC.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that's where I find myself now. Like when it's hot out, I'll just be like playing COD
Yeah.
in my room or like playing a game. Like I'd rather not, unless I go out, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go shower in the morning because I'm going to go out and do something.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be sweating, you know?
Yeah. Well, you have to prepare for the day when it's too hot.
Yeah. You know, that was like me today when like I didn't shower at all in the morning because I was like, okay, I gotta go and shovel and like do my driveway and get my car all cleaned up. I'm not gonna go double shower in the matter of like an hour and a half. 2 hours, you know, so you got to plan around it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're coming here from another state where it's warm, just suck it up.
Yeah, bro.
It's not that cold.
Leave it at that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, though, man, I mean, we love our weather talk, bro.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be like our secondary podcast.
Weatherman.
Yeah, straight up the weatherman, the weather casuals. But yeah, man, just talking a little bit about Call of Duty. Like, we'll jump into some of the like, I guess like just our basic news, like what's been going on with us in the playing. It's been pretty flatline, pretty steady.
Yeah.
You know, hasn't been anything monumental happening. I know we didn't play for a couple of days because we were busy doing something. I think we were just, we had stuff going on. But then last night we ended up playing. And bro, I don't know about you, we felt that skill based.
Yeah.
Big fucking time last night. That shit. This pisses me off so much because I feel like we've been in a groove where I'm like, okay, pretty much every game, like we're doing good. Like the KDs kind of fluctuate a little bit, but not really going negative. And then last night we played a game. I can't remember what the first game we played was. I can't remember now.
Was it Greece? Was it the Greece one?
No, we played Greece. That was the second game that we played where we got absolutely handled by these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there was a game before we played, and it was like totally fine.
Yeah.
We felt good. We were like, oh man, there we go. Let's get that win. Like, nice. And then, we go play Greece against these three demons.
They were clearly stacked up.
Yeah. I mean, they were like first off, give them their five. They were good. They were good players. They were also.
I don't think they were good enough.
They were also three of them. Okay.
Yeah.
And the rest of the team was pretty solid. And then we didn't have you see the excuses I'm making, right? Because this is true though. It's facts.
It is facts.
Yeah. Well, because there was two of us, but then our teammates started leaving because of these guys. So it was just like compounding things. Like we go from a good game where we're like feeling pretty baseline, and then it just went all the way up to there.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, this is our second game.
I know.
Over the night.
Every COD player has an excuse, right? Like we always have one. But like going into excuses, they have three good players. You get into that groove where like you get a kill, you die, and then you said our teammates start leaving. Now it's just you and me and one other person.
Yeah.
That's like staying in the game, and we're just spawning. Like we're not even all spawning together. Like one person spawns, they die. I spawn, I die. Then you spawn, and then we just kept
going.
Yeah, and you're just stuck in the cycle because these guys were actually good.
Yeah,
and they understood spawns. But thing is, we've been on the other end of that, and like we know like how it feels.
Right,
where you're just frying because there's not that many people. And the enemy team's just like running at you.
Right.
And I switched like way too late using the Rival 9 because I was using the Sidewinder, I think. And like, I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. So then I switched to the Rival 9, like MCW, tried to like pick it up. I mean, we picked it up, but like we couldn't pick it up enough because it was just three of us.
Right.
Like if you don't have a full team and your whole team isn't like working together. I'm not even like saying let's stack the hill, but no one's like frying.
Yeah.
And people are just leaving. It's hard to like reset and like actually do well.
Especially too playing against a party of three people where they're all like equally matched. Because we've all had that before where you'll party up with, you and your friends, and then one of your friends, like, you're carrying that guy beyond belief. None of these guys are carrying each other, And those are the hardest people to play against. Like, when you're playing against a party of people who are all really good, and then you're playing, like, us two who are good, but the rest of our team, the other four, were worthless.
And left.
Yeah. So then, like, like our morale is down. We're just like, bro, because like we both know like a 3v6, we're like, there's no way. We're not winning this game. Like, I don't care of like the speech being like, no, dude, we could do this. I'm like, brother, these three are really good and the rest of their team is solid. Like, yeah, we could beat these guys. Like, if we were in a better circumstance, but that ain't it right now.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, they're reading Spawned. Like,
yeah, they had good movement. They had a good shot. Like, they had everything that you should have. Like, they were us.
If those three guys were the other three players on the team, just like mediocre, then we'd be okay.
Yeah.
That I always say it. If you have like one really good person and then the rest of the players are like mediocre, but like you all play well together, you're always gonna beat like a team that has like, I don't know, like 2-3 good players, I would say.
Yeah.
Because if you have people playing the objective and like someone else is frying, like you're good. But again, we just had us.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's so hard when we're also playing hardpoint. You only have 2 players that are like doing well, and then everyone else leaves. We can't hop on the hill. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, if we hop on the hill, we're dead immediately.
Yeah, there's only so much that like in hardpoint you can do just being the two of you.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, that does go for control as well. You know, like
control, you can get away with it more though.
Yeah, you can. But the thing is, with the game that we were playing there and on hardpoint, like we're trying to do both things. And if we had like, again, if we had other people on the team, like when we ended up I don't even know if we ever got a full team until like at the beginning of the game, like very early on. But those people, like even if they were just grabbing time and like some kills, we'd be good.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has to have their role. Like that's how I feel about it. Everybody on a team has to have a role as to what they're doing and trying to be able to pick up what another person's not doing, right? But when one person is not doing anything, they're not getting any kills and they're not getting any like objective time, that's when the team is like, it falls apart.
Yeah.
You know, because now you're just feeding the other team with that guy.
Yeah. And then they leave. And then also too, like, here's another excuse for those 3 guys. They earned the advanced UAV. They did.
Bro.
But you kill like all of us, and the other 4 people just kept dying and dying. Then they left, and I'm like, now I have to like deal with your loss.
Yeah.
And then UAV, and like, look, we've been on the other side of that. It feels really good, and I understand the pain,
dude.
But it's like we're already at a disadvantage. Can't do anything because they know where we are. They are like clearly like those guys are good because they know spawns and stuff too, and they're calling out. Like, well, what are we gonna do?
Yeah. Well, and
we gotta kill and then die. We get traded.
The spots where they definitely knew spawns too is when they had that damn advanced up. Obviously.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I don't know. Like maybe there's been a game on Shipment where like I've had an advanced called on me, but man, I can't really remember because usually you and I like we don't let that happen.
Yeah.
Like I'm not letting some fool call an advanced on my off of me.
Yeah.
Like no way, you're not doing that.
If we see someone on a streak, we make it our mission to kill them.
I see like the 10 kill streak. I'm like, all right, let's find this guy. Like this guy is farming our teammates right now. Like we're in trouble. And that's what happened with this guy. But then he started playing like super passive, you know, and he was just smoking the other couple guys on our team. And yeah, then we paid the price. I mean, that's when you're in like the ultimate blender, and there's nothing worse than that.
Yeah.
Like they've got the advanced up. They're, you know, just running around having a field day. And now all their moron teammates all of a sudden think they're gods.
Yeah.
And they're getting their UAVs, and those guys are starting to like, they've already died. So now they're working on like, they had a VTOL too. I'm like, bro.
Yeah. And you can't do anything because they have all the knowledge already.
Yeah.
And like even if you stick back and you get the kill, it's like, oh great, but now like 3 other guys are running at you.
Yeah.
You get one and then you're dead immediately.
Yeah. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Enough of our excuses, but those 3, your ass.
Yeah. Could have beat him. Dude, I think every good COD player, like, you have to give excuses.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I think every COD player has an excuse.
Yeah. Like
lag, players, like teammates,
you know,
objective.
The map sucks.
I'll give you your flowers.
I was just gonna say
but you still suck. I can
like
beat
those
you
guys. Yeah, exactly. Like I'll be the first to say, I'm like, yeah, those guys. Like, they were good. They were far better than average. Could we beat those guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I will never, I will never submit to somebody being better than me unless you're in the CDL or you're like on a top AM team. Like you're on an amateur team. Like yeah, you're better than me.
Yeah.
You know, but like if you're playing like public matches with me and Justin at 11 o'clock at night, I'm better than you. Like if you're way better than me, you're like off scrimming or like in some like, you know, money tournament or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'll always make an excuse, you know. Plus, bro, that storm was going, bro.
I know.
I'm like, my dang. This storm is messing up my connection.
If I start off the MCW right away, not using like this weapon.
Second game, 2 of the night. Like, I was like, bro, I was playing a single player game earlier. My hands are chalked.
Well, that's the other thing, like going off of that. But
we played High Rise. That was the first game, by the way.
Oh, yeah, High Rise. Yeah. We won that.
Yeah, we did win that. Yeah.
That was we came back and won
we
that.
came back and won that one.
But yeah, I feel like we say that we haven't played much, but that's because like all the episodes you guys have been listening to have been like recorded so like condensedly.
That's true.
Because like when you guys are listening to this, it's
gonna be the 15th, right? Oh no, it's gonna be the 22nd.
So happy MLK Day. So MLK Day. And you guys have already listened to the Dylan Pomeroy podcast, which we recorded last week.
Yeah.
The new year.
Yeah.
The beginning of 2024. So, like, we're recording a lot of these, like, in advance because of, like, the major. And also we're going to see Andrew Schultz this weekend.
Shout out, bro.
Yeah. So.
I'm so stoked for that.
Me too. So we're... There's a little behind the scenes, you know, the pod. Like again,
the grind.
we don't miss a day.
No, it doesn't.
So we have to like prep.
Yeah. No, exactly. We got to prep like way in advance to be able to do it. So it's weird, like with certain news that comes up, because like I'm saying them like we haven't played that much, but we have.
Yeah.
But it's like it's just over the span of like a week.
Yeah. So by the time you guys listen to this, it's like a whole 2 weeks. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But by the time you guys listen to this, ranked plays out.
Yeah. Ranked is out,
and we're frying on ranked. Now.
We're crim.
Yeah.
Well, it's something too that we're going to be frying in ranked with, bro, which came out today, which we got to go buy at some point. Is the Boston Breach skin? Came out, dude. These things. So these came out last year too. They had these like what are they like CDL skins? And first off, I love these. Like, I think it's just a good idea. First off, to get people introduced to the CDL. When they see these in the shop, they're going to be like, wait, what are these teams? Like,
and in pubs.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like they don't know what they are. So they'll see them in the shop. They'll see people in public matches playing with a skin that says like Los Angeles or Miami on it. So that's always a cool part. But my favorite thing is being able to see what these teams come up with every year for the designs. And Boston last year, like, I mean, obviously we're from Boston, no bias. You know? Like they did an amazing job last year. This year, I think they did a better job. Yeah. Like they've topped themselves from last year.
Yeah, I agree. And I think a lot of that's the player model that, you know, the default character that they modeled it off of. They did a really good job with what they were given. I wish Activision like let them have more control of like skins, like to be super creative. But you know, like you said, the skin itself is really cool. It is definitely way better than last year. It looks nice.
Yeah, everything like the skin itself, and then the camo too that comes with it. The camo looks nice. I like the camo from last year. I know some people weren't a big fan of it because it was like too colorful.
Yeah, I just thought like the default, like when I say default, I'm saying like Activision gave them like, hey, this is the skin that you guys have to use and like throw your colors on it.
Yeah,
that's basically what it was. And Boston's was good because it uses like unique colors.
Yeah,
but then if you looked at like LA Thieves, for example, it's like black and red.
Yeah,
that looks like you know, other camos in the game.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge with these, right? Is trying to have them stand out. Because again, for me, that's why I liked Breaches last year, because it stood out from the rest, and didn't seem like what you're saying was some camo that you could unlock for like, oh, get 50 slide kills.
Yeah,
and you get this, you know, like no disrespect, some of the other teams, that's what I felt like. Again, Thieves, I felt it looked like that.
Yeah.
I was like, brother, this looks like some sort of, red tiger or like just some sort of like generic red and black camo.
But see, that's the thing. It's not their fault.
Exactly.
Because like
that's what they were given.
Exactly. Yeah. It's tough because those are the colors that they chose to represent the team. But that's why I wish Activision gave everyone like the freedom, like go crazy, like do what you want and be like creative. So each skin is individual.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, like I'd probably buy more skins if Activision let other teams do that.
Yeah.
Because like every skin's unique then.
Yeah.
Like every camo is unique too. Like you don't know what their creative, team's going to come up with.
Yeah. And I wish too, like with something we'll talk about later, like you've seen in these blueprints where they have like these cool animations. I mean, that would be sick if they could like also with the camo customize like a personal like movement that they do with the gun, like an idle animation, like you're gonna go and inspect the gun and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be sick.
Yeah.
Like you imagine if on like the side of the breach gun there was like the Boston like skyline, and then you turn it over and like lights start flashing and like fireworks or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that would be so cool.
Yeah. And I wish they just gave teams more freedom to do that because that, again, they have so much room that they could be so creative with.
Yeah. Well, they were, I think at some point, like, wasn't it during Black Ops 2 where they had a lot of freedom to do that with the cameras? Was it Black Ops?
Advanced Warfare.
Was it Black Ops 3 or was it just Advanced Warfare or both?
For pro teams?
Yeah.
I want to say it was Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare is definitely they could do that. I can't remember with Black Ops 3 though with those camos. Remember they had them? Like you get them on the guns in Black
Oh yeah.
I didn't remember if that was a template or if that was like by their own design too.
I don't know. Well, I know like there have been again like pro team camos like in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking more like your operator.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I remember that for sure then with Advanced Warfare. Like those operator skins, they were sick.
Yeah. Well, they had like going even back to World War II, they had skins.
Yeah.
Like team skins.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think they're anything crazy because it was just like the team logo like mapped all around the skins.
Right.
Or all around the weapon. But I mean, it's not the same for each team, the same pattern for each team. So
yeah. No, I think that's the thing. Like now with most of them, like you said, it is that template that they've got. So you really have to push the teams to try to make a unique pattern or like make something work within that, like, that constraint that they're in. And sometimes they hit, sometimes I look at them and I'm just like, bro, these colors, like, I don't like how they look. It just kind of looks so random to me. Like it was thrown together. But breaches like this year, I believe the camo is like, it's not as green and blue. I think it's like way more like dark gray.
Yeah.
Like black. With some like accents on there, which I really like.
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's hard to make a template unique, and also that's probably why teams with different like unique colors like stand out way more.
Yeah,
like I'm a big fan of black and red, but it's really hard for like Thieves and FaZe to make like a really cool skin off of like a template using those colors because those colors are like just very generic. Like they go well together on like everything.
Yeah.
So it's hard to be creative with that. But then you see like Minnesota Rocker like purple and black, or like Miami with the orange and like teal. Like those colors are so bright and they pop. So it looks a lot better.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Seattle too is like another one of those teams where like every year they look at the skin, they're like, oh wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because of the bright colors.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. I didn't even think about it again with FaZe and Thieves. I haven't seen their skins. I can't remember what they look like from last year, and then this year. Like that sucks because both their colors are black and red.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they gotta not try to look so similar to one another.
Yeah.
That like when you're in the shop, you're like, dude, what's the point of buying these?
Yeah.
Like they have to have FaZe slapped on there, Thieves slapped on there to really be able to tell the difference.
Yeah. I think FaZe uses like a little more white than the Thieves, but then again, like you have your home operator and then your away operator,
right?
So then you do like the inverse colors, so it's like it's just tough.
Yeah. No, it is tough, but Yeah, I think the skins themselves, I can't remember how much they are, if they're 20 or
They
if they're
were
less than that.
I won't say they're $10.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah.
Which that's the easiest $10 ever spent.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We're buying them tonight.
Yeah. Like if it was 20, I mean, I'd still buy it. But for 20, like for what you're getting, you'd hope there'd be a little bit more. For $10, like that's the perfect amount. I mean, I'll go to say, man, like they should just do this with some of these other operators or some of these other blueprints because, bro, if things were $10, like it's the psychology. If things were $10 in the store, I would buy them.
Yeah.
You know, but now everything's like $20, $25. I don't want to buy that stuff, you know, because it's already like that barrier to entry for me is so much greater. But there's such cool stuff that I want to go and buy, but I won't.
Yeah,
you know?
Me too.
Yeah, like I saw, I'm sure you did too, it was on Twitter. It was that, I can't remember what gun it was for, but it was that update requires restart camo where like you turn it to the side like I'm talking about and Advanced Warfare is on there.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Yeah.
That's so cool. You know? Like I wish we had more of that stuff, for one. And then I also wish that I could just buy that.
Yeah.
You know,
and not pay $20 for it.
Yeah, like that camo. I'm sorry, it's not worth $20.
Yeah,
but if I could just buy the camo and it'd be worth like $5, $3 or something like that, I would do that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like it would be sick. And I wish too, like another thing with these blueprints. I know it kind of takes away from like the whole point of like what a blueprint is, but I wish that these unique ones would be on all the guns.
Yeah, that's the tough part. Like, I want them to be on all the weapons, too. But again, like you said, they moved with this blueprint.
Yeah.
This whole thing.
Like, there's some, I don't know, like a striker, like the Striker 9, like there's a cool thing on it, but I don't use that gun, you know? Or if there's like an awesome blueprint on the, the Sidewinder. Like, bro, I'm not going to go out of my way to use that gun, you know?
Yeah.
So it does suck. And I don't want to, like, I'm not going to bend my play style to go use one gun for one blueprint that I spent money on.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't know why they went that route.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It makes it so specific. Like, I don't know. You have to really like the camo and the weapon to use it, or like you like the camo so you buy it and then you use the blueprint and now like you're using that weapon as your main. Yeah. But it's going to be worse than the meta.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I think. Like, I always get annoyed that I'm at a disadvantage just because I'm using a weapon. Like, it's super annoying. So I can't even imagine spending money to get a blueprint for a cool camo and then being at a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's my whole logic behind it. Like, and that's another reason why I wouldn't spend that money. You know, now like if I could, like I was saying earlier, if I could have that weapon or that blueprint on any gun, then I'd be more inclined to spend that cash.
Yeah,
you know?
And I'm not saying you need to make the blueprint to have an advantage because that's the whole like no, that's pay to win.
Yeah,
like
no, that's stupid.
Yeah, completely dumb. But why can't we buy these camos and apply them to like everything, like you said? Or if we buy the blueprint, you can apply a camo to like all the other weapons. But if you want like some cool animation, you have to use that weapon.
Yeah.
I still think that's dumb, but I'd be more inclined to buy that than, buy it right now.
Right. And well, this is something we were talking about before we started recording too. Like, you think about that, like someone would be like, dude, how hard can that be? Right? To go and take that gun blueprint. It's like, dude, why can't you put that on every gun? Like, it's not that hard. I can imagine, like, to your point about the animation itself, I can imagine that's a lot to do. And it's a way easier to just choose one gun to do it. However, the actual camo part itself, I don't know how. I feel like that would be a lot easier to do.
Yeah.
I
mean, I would agree.
Yeah.
We're not devs, but
no.
Just purely looking at the game, yeah. I'd imagine taking a skin and putting on like multiple weapons is a lot easier than having like a custom animation for every single weapon.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. Well, and especially too, like you were saying before, which is a fair point. like if it's on some gun that I'm not going to use, and then like we're gonna have ranked coming out, like by that time, like I'm already gonna be really working on just using like my main guns that are going to be used in the meta, like, or that are the meta for ranked. Like I'm not going to be going messing around with some battle rifle.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Like I'm going to get smoked.
Yeah, exactly. So like let us use those camos on, the MCW or the Rival 9.
Yeah. So, and if I see some fool with like a sidewinder who's smoking me with that in ranked play, I'm like, bro, you're cheating.
It's going to be, I mean, all that stuff's going to be banned, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Well, can you imagine one of them slips through because like, yo, it's so bad.
Yeah.
Like, don't even worry about it. But then some guy over here, he's hacking away with it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like that's what happened last year. Well, like the AK got through.
Yeah.
And that gun was really good in ranked.
Yeah. It was insane.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe stuff will get let through.
I sure hope not.
I doubt it. I trust Treyarch.
Yeah.
They're making it. So
yeah, I hope they just keep it to like 2 or 3 guns. I mean, just again following like the pro, the pro set as to what they have for guns, and then we'll be good to go. Because like along with the guns, like that whole thing we're talking about, I saw that there is some anti-cheat that's going to be coming out. I don't know when this is going to be rolled out, but I hope it's in the near future, because this would be like perfect time. I don't really know what they have like in place already, but if it's like some sort of upgraded version of it, I mean, man, this would be perfect right before ranked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Splat.
Yeah.
Which I like.
I mean, well, again, like you guys are
my
listening.
shoe stomping on those cheaters. That's the sound that makes it.
Like you guys are listening to this in the future, so maybe we'll see Splat, in game.
Action.
Like it's happening, but I hope they do something about like the cheaters in ranked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'm already worried about it.
Yeah. Because
like,
people will jump on for the first 2 weeks and have a ton of fun, and then the cheaters will come out. And again, like I don't know, we'll be playing this for a couple days, like when you guys listen to this. So I wonder like how bad it's gonna be, because we're gonna start out like everyone starts off. I'm assuming at bronze, the low of the low. We won't have like any idea, and then you start working your way up. Then you see the cheaters.
Yeah, yeah. That's usually when they're gonna be coming out, like right at around the, I don't know, say like high diamond realm or like mid high diamond.
I would say once you hit diamond, you're more likely to find cheaters.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. And I mean, it's just like MW2 in the sense that I didn't really run across anybody hacking in the game until we got to ranked where it actually mattered.
Yeah.
And I know there's been a lot of people in Warzone that have been doing this. Like, there's been rampant hacking in there. But I don't know how good they've been at actually getting rid of them, and just like policing this. Because this is definitely like, it's always the biggest problem every year with Call of Duty. And that's what everyone like clamors for every year. They're like, why don't we have a good anti-cheat or some good system to be able to get rid of these people? So I'm hoping like every year is like another big step towards that, instead of just these like little small band-aids that we put on it and we never really fix the problem.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it in episode 151.
Yeah.
And like you get rid of one cheater and then a bunch more pop up. And we alluded to, because we're on PC. Like I'm a big proponent of that. Go back to console and the cheaters won't be there. Yeah. Or less cheaters will be there.
Yeah.
PCs, like you just have way too much access. Like we don't even cheat. Like I don't even know where to begin like on a console, but I know for a fact like on PC like I can go and find cheats very easily and just get them.
Yeah. You could do it on PC really easily. And then also like I'm sure now like on older CODs, if you play on like an old console or just even like an old COD period that's not really being monitored that well anymore, like it's a free for all as to what like what's going on. Like if you go back right now, I'm sure, and play, like, bro, can you imagine today going on the original Black Ops 2?
Yeah.
On the 360 or the PS3 and playing that? Like, I don't even know if you could actually play a game on there. It's probably insane with the amount of people who are just cheating on that game now.
Yeah. Cheating and also just trying to find a game. I wonder if you could even find a game.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Like, you might be able to find a game.
Yeah.
But, like, when you find that game, what's that game like?
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Yeah. I don't know. I do feel like the PC has just made everyone just have so much access to cheating now. And it sucks because you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like we said it not that long ago. I'll say it again, man. That's like what ruined Call of Duty.
Yeah.
The switch to PC, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or just the move to PC.
Mm-hmm. We should just have like ranked only on console.
Can you imagine?
Oh, people would be so mad. The uproar. Yeah. No, it's just really annoying that you never know if you're going up against a cheater.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, there's so many advantages to PC, but there's, a lot of disadvantages.
Yeah.
So many cheaters. And again, I don't know the numbers, but I'm pretty sure Activision or whoever, is doing the anti-cheats. Like, they've done a decent job of just banning, a ton of people. But again, they're just like parasites.
Yeah.
You just get rid of one, and then so many more come back.
Yeah. No, it's just constant. So, I mean, it's naive to think that they'll fully get rid of it. It's always going to be something now from, now until we're 60.
Yeah.
And Modern Warfare 20 is out or something, whatever it's going to be. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that it's gone on so long. And it's now you see it all the time. Whenever there's slow news, that's what people talk about. They're like, oh, here's some guy, Warzone cheater. Oh, here's some guy, he's some amateur and he got found out cheating. He's got hacks or whatever. And yeah, they're always PC people. So, I mean, I hope that Splat, whenever it gets, fully rolled out, that it is successful.
Yeah.
Or it's at least noticeable. I don't want to be playing day one and I'm already questioning people.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get gunned and I'm wait a second.
Yeah. It's MW19 started everything.
Yeah, it did.
All the hacks, man. All the hacks.
Yeah, it did. And people now talk about that game being one of the greatest in recent years, which I think you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I posted something funny. I posted this on Twitter talking about this game. They're name one thing that's good about this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I said the movement. I was I think the movement in this is great. Mm-hmm. And people replied thinking I'm trolling. Or they're dude, you're out of your mind. I'm bro, what?
No, you said it for MW2.
No, was it MW2?
Yeah.
Well, even in that game, I didn't think the movement was that bad. If I'm honest.
Personally, I thought it was a troll when you said that. Not gonna lie.
50-50.
MW2, I thought it was a troll.
I probably acted too quick then, bro. It is what it is.
No, it's fine.
Got the impression.
It's fine.
No, I think though, even on that game,
I think it's hindsight because I think the movement in that game now is complete utter garbage.
Yeah, but
and it makes it super easy for people to play that game. That is the thing about MW2. We still enjoy that game because it made it easy for everyone, across the board. So if you were a really good player, you're going to be really good at the game.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy. But if you're mediocre, / bad player, it'll make you good.
Yeah, I think my thing is with that COD, and even just other than Vanguard, that COD, we put in so much time on it. Mm-hmm. And that was the first COD in recent years where we actually enjoyed playing it.
Yeah.
Because we didn't like Vanguard, and then MW, when that was out, we didn't like it. Cold War, we definitely liked it. But I wonder how much time we put in differently from Cold War to MW2. Mm-hmm. I wonder what the time differential was there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's probably hindsight now, but I feel I played MW2 more on my own.
Yeah, I mean,
War.
Maybe.
I
think, we also didn't start the pod.
Yeah.
Through all of Cold War.
Yeah.
That's the thing. MW19 we didn't play. Cold War we played a lot. Vanguard we just did. We played it.
Bare minimum.
Yeah, that game was hard to get through. Right. And then MW2, it was an enjoyable game for us, but, a lot of other people hated it. And then now MW3, a lot of way more people like it.
Yeah.
And I do think the movement in MW3 is what MW2 should have been. It's way smoother.
Yeah.
Like I like it how it is now way more than MW2. Like if we went back and played MW2, like it is clunky. Like, and we already knew it was clunky like from the beginning.
Yeah.
Vanguard movement was smoother than MW2, and like everyone knows that.
Yeah.
You move so slow in that game. And I think like we just got used to it. You know, like,
yeah,
because we didn't go through and complain like everyone else through the whole game. We just like enjoyed it. And then now we got MW3 where the movement is like way smoother and faster, and like we're not complaining about it because it's what we wanted.
Yeah, I think that's something to be said too, though. Like that point you made about you just get used to it, because like yeah, now going back like on this COD, like this movement is fantastic. Like Call of Duty is an arcade shooter, like at the end of the day, and it shouldn't feel like Battlefield, you know, where like this one is way faster. It's like, you know, you can, I don't know, you could just pull off insane stuff with the movement in this game, whereas in MW2 you could not. Yeah. MW2 was like way more realistic and like way heavier and tanky, which in my opinion made it way easier.
Yeah,
you know, it just made it an easier game to play. But you do get used to all that stuff. Like we weren't a fan of it at the time, but then after a while it's just all you know. Like we see people all the time go back and play old CODs, which I like never do that. I don't understand how people can do that. Like for me, like once that COD is like over, like it's not the newest COD, to me it's pretty much dead. Yeah, like I never go back and play that game. So you just like live in that world and you're like, oh yeah, like it's not that bad. Like it's just, that is what it is. Like I don't really know, like I don't know a COD that's better right now, you know? Well, this is the only one to me.
Well, it's just because like people are probably like, that's faded, that's crazy. Like we just didn't complain in MW2 a lot. Like I feel like the COD community, everyone just complains about everything. And MW2, in like our opinions, was good enough for like the pubs. Ranked is completely different, you know, like comp and stuff, because it was not a good game for competitive. But like at least for us, like playing ranked, it was fun, you know. And I mean, we're not playing for like millions of dollars, so that'd probably be different if we were. But like we just didn't complain too much in the game. Yeah, I think that says a lot.
Yeah, well, and you know what that says, man, is that like for both of us, I could probably speak for you too, is there were more things in that game that I liked that kind of made up for the fact that like there were a handful of things that I did not like about it. You know what I mean? Like we didn't complain as much because there's more things that I liked about the game that I didn't like about the game.
Yeah. And like I know MW2, like it didn't have dead silence or remove the red dots. Everyone was mad about that, blah blah blah. And like again, it's unexcusable. I don't know how they didn't have like red dots and like all that stuff, but we just didn't complain and just got used to it. And again, being a fan of the CDL, it did suck. Like it makes no sense that like some of the plays that pro players got to do because there were no red dots. Right. Where if there are red dots, like that's not happening. That's not happening. Yeah.
Right. No, that's true. But yeah, like a red dot thing, like that's something that, I mean, everybody was pissed about it. But man, after like, you know, a couple weeks of playing, like that's the last I'm talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, like you can't do anything about it. Yeah, exactly. And I know like people are gonna be like, well, you have to complain to the developer. I'm like, we can complain as much as we want, but if we don't give them like any good feedback or like decent criticism, you know, in like a more adult way,
more constructive way,
then they're not gonna do anything. And like clearly there were people that did give them like good criticism, and they still didn't listen. So like at the end of the day, we can't do anything. So we played the game how it is, and we enjoyed it. And guess what? Now we have like a better game, and they have red dots. Yeah, we enjoy the game.
But now on this one, people complain, and like rightfully so. They complain about the spawns being horrendous, and rightfully so. But like, what are we gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, and guess what? You learn the spawns.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I think that's the thing that we're kind of getting at with like every one of these CODs, because people ask like what's the perfect COD, and most people point to like Black Ops 2 or like the original MW3, which I would say MW3, that's for me for sure. But like MW3 had its problems. Black Ops 2, I'm sure, had its problems. Like every one of these CODs, there's no such thing as a perfect one. They've all got small issues or sometimes big issues. But it's just a matter of how much does the rest of the game pan out and make up for that. You know, like we said, this COD is really, really good. But the spawns are like a joke.
Yeah.
You know, and overall as the game, like as a whole thing, it's the worst campaign that's ever been released in Call of Duty history.
Yeah.
It's like atrocious, you know? So but like, does that outweigh your view on the game as a whole? Like for me, I don't care about the campaign anymore. You know what I mean? It's like all about the multiplayer. I'm like, oh, the game's really good. You know, don't play the campaign.
Yeah.
But you'll have fun on the multiplayer.
Yeah. I mean, I think people just have to, you know, change their view. Again, their viewpoint, but like we're talking strictly from, you know, the pub side. Like,
yeah,
if I'm playing competitive, yeah, there's stuff wrong with this. The spawns, like I'd be pissed. I know I'm going to be pissed when we're playing ranked and there's going to be some shitty spawn. That's not going to make any sense.
Right.
But again, like you fucking learn.
Yeah.
And again, I can say this because I don't play for money, but bro, if I'm like a breach player, yeah, I'm going to be mad. Like if anything, they have the most like say and connections than we do in competitive, and if they can't even get through, it's gonna be really hard for people like us to get through.
Yeah,
especially when I would imagine that Activision's appeasing to, you know, the very casual person, right? Which I say that we represent, and if you don't like the game, I always say don't play the game. And like we had plenty of friends that didn't play MW2 last year because they were like, I'm just bored of this game and don't like it. That's fine, just don't play it.
Right.
But you know, everyone in the COD community for some reason just complains and complains and complains and complains. And like we have every right to, because they fucked up a lot. Don't get me wrong. They've messed up a lot. But just don't play the game then.
Yeah. Well, there's also a lot of like closing on this, man. There's also a lot of bandwagoning that always goes on in gaming. You know, like people always just like to hop on like, oh yeah, COD sucks. Like it's dead. You know, like people just like to hop on that train, even though they don't even know what's inside of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they've never played it before, or like they've played like, oh yeah, I played for like 3 hours. I'm like, dude, you can't.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah. And to like the going back to like your tweet, I totally thought you were trolling, 100%.
Yeah.
Deadass. Like I thought you were trolling. I was like, that's a good tweet, because everyone was like, dude, the impressions was crazy. I'm like, he knew what he was doing.
Now, I mean, if you say shit like that to people, and then like people just they start freaking out, and that goes to show like everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah.
COD, you know, like everybody, like there's very few like universally accepted opinions in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Other than like Black Ops 2 is the greatest COD ever.
Yeah.
Like that's like the only one that people will like die on.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like we're over here, like we've said, like, you know, I mean, just in general, like going to that being like, oh yeah, movement wasn't that bad, or being like MW2 is actually like a pretty good COD. People be like, dude, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
Like, how could you ever say that? I'm like, dude, let me lay it out for you.
Yeah. There's like a handful of things that everyone can agree on in COD, which is the red dot. Like I will say that. Again,
that's
like
for sure.
Yeah, MW2 didn't have it. Again, I don't understand why, but that's also why we didn't rate it. Like we rated it high, but not that high.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you know and even with that, there are still people that said you don't even need red dots.
Yeah.
And to you, like you've never played Call of Duty.
Yeah. No, you're coming from some other FPS, or I don't know.
Yeah,
like you're coming from like a single player game.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
yeah.
Like you play an RPG with a mini map. You're like, bro, there's no red dots on that.
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
You know, but yeah, man. I mean, kind of like wrapping it up, dude. Like that's what we got right now. Like, so we got our CDL skins, which we're gonna be buying tonight for show. And then we got some anti-cheat stuff, which again, by the time this comes out, hope and pray that it's actually in action.
Yeah.
You know, so we won't have to deal with it when ranked comes out.
Yeah, and ranked plays out right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be.
Dude, I wish you were saying that right now when it was real, like in time right now.
I know.
I'd be like,
hopefully we're like silver approaching diamond or something by now.
Oh yeah, no, we'll definitely be in like in the plat realm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like because we'll get out of bronze and like silver and gold pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd hope so.
Oh yeah, dude. We'll win some games and then it'll be like, oh yeah, you get like 92 SR.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we get the plat and diamond, and it's like you win.
Yeah.
12 SR.
Yeah. Yeah, and then after that, like the week after this, it's the major.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be a stacked week.
Yeah.
And we'll have plenty of content around the major too for you guys.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
keep your eyes peeled for that one.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. We can't wait for it. And again, if you have not bought your tickets, I don't know what you're doing, bro.
I know. Go buy your tickets.
Go buy them right now.
There's
there's still time.
And you can buy single day tickets now too. And there's a 20% off discount code that I should add.
Yeah.
I'll add in our description if you're on YouTube. And on Spotify too, or like Apple Podcasts. If you guys are in the description, like I leave like links there too. So if you guys go there, just go click on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, go buy your tickets because it's going to be a fun event.
Yep, and we'll be there, so we'll go meet you too.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, man, I think we can close it up on that. Don't you think?
Yeah. Go listen to the Dylan podcast.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, go listen to that. It was a really good episode. He talked about the ins and outs of like being in partnerships and like an esport and stuff.
Yeah.
And a little bit of his background, like growing up, played video games. You know.
Yeah, super insightful guy. I mean, we had an absolute blast. That was a really fun podcast for us.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, so it was fun and easy to do. So I'm sure, like, and you had already listened to it. So like going back listening to it, it was so easy. So anybody who wants to go and actually give it a listen, you feel the same thing. It felt very natural.
Yeah, it was very, very good.
Yeah, good stuff in there for sure. But anyway, that'll close out this episode. So again, thank you, boys and girls, for listening to episode number 153 of the COD Casuals podcast. Of course, be sure to go to anchor.fm/COD Casuals for all streaming platforms, since we're on all of them, as well as on Instagram and on TikTok. If you don't want to listen to the full episode, you can go there where we're posting weekly clips, as well as going to the YouTube, which if you're there, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as well, of course, like on Twitter for all COD Casual stuff. So that's pretty much, if you ever want to reach out to us, that's where we are. And I think that does it, man.
Yeah.
So again, everybody, thank you for listening to episode number 153 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike.
I'm Justin.
And we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.